Wait, what does JD stand for? Whenever I have a cousin named JD, and every time I'd ask, his mother would say, it doesn't stand for anything. We just called him JD. That's literally his name. And so what is it? Does it stand for something?
Well, of course it stands for something, man. Those are my initials.
What I didn't know, like I told you, my cousin is JD, but it's just JD. It doesn't stand for anything. They said we just like the initials JD. So what does JD stand for?
All right. So this is often a mystery, but it's starting to spread more online, and people can find this out, even though I've tried to hide it for several years, just because I like to keep the kind of the urban mystique going. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. So my middle name is David. Most people can guess that when they guess the D, but most people are unable to guess the J. So the J stands for Jervis.
Jervis,
not Jarvis, Jervis, Jervis. My father's,
is it a family name?
It is. My father's name was Jervis, and so my mother named me after my father. My dad did not have a middle name, but when I was 3, my mom just started calling me JD, and it stuck. And so I've had that. I've gone by my initials all of my life for the most part.
Do you have to like sign something, like when you get on an airplane and it says Jervis on it? Do people like, that's not you? Do you ever have that?
All of my legal documents, it's got my full name on it. So I always, if I'm signing something, I always have to look up there and see, how did they write it out? How did they spell it out? So I have no idea. It probably means loser or something. I don't know, man. So see, here's the thing. If I was a solo musician, that would be my name. I would just go by Jervis. I should, but I'm too deep into this thing, man. So yeah. My so backstory on the name. So my grandmother asked her one time, because I had my family's got some really bizarre names. I grew up in southeastern Kentucky, and my dad was raised in a holler, not a hollow, a holler. I asked my grandmother, I said, so where did you come up with this name for Dad? And she said, well, when I was pregnant with your father, I was staying at one of my friend's house, and instead of wallpaper, she had newspapers all over her walls. Again, you have to think of the culture and the context and the poverty and things of that nature. And so she said, I was reading this article about a Dr. Jervis. And so I decided, if this is a boy, I'm going to name him Jervis. That's all that I know.
You should look that up. I mean, you could probably figure that out. Your dad was born in what year? You could try to trace that back, that area. That'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I like that name, Jervis. That's a good name.